all of them. Kids. So how exactly are kids the binding factor between all of these different topics? Well, with the intro out of the way, let's get into it. This is how South Park humiliated Logan Paul, Prime, and OnlyFans. Now, instead of jumping straight into the episode like I normally would, I think it would be best to quickly give some context for a lot of the references being made, since I know a lot of my audience is a bit too old to stay up to date with what the kids are into. I mean, YouTube tells me that over 50% of my audience is 25 or older, and those statistics are always accurate. But fear not, as a cool, hip Gen Z kid, I know all about what the kids are into. I know about Sus Ohio mewing to Looks Max with Kai Cenat level 5 Giat Skibbity Toilet Phantom Tax NPC vibes, and Livy Dunn rizzing up Baby Gronk. So first, Logan Paul, the man that you may know for his basic understanding of human empathy.
I think there's someone hanging right there.
Or you may know him for his large wealth that came about through ethical business practices.
A scam created by Logan Paul and a team of criminals, which ultimately resulted in millions of dollars being stolen from fans.
Basically, he started a sports drink company alongside far less annoying influencer KSI 2 years ago called Prime. In that time, the company has grown to be worth billions of dollars, impressively holding its own against giants like Gatorade and Powerade. And though you may be asking how it could be so popular despite never seeing anyone actually drinking it in real life, well, as is the case with everything that seems inexplicably popular, the answer is kids. Kids absolutely love anything that their favorite influencer promotes, and of course, Prime is no exception. Now for the OnlyFans thing, I don't think that really needs any explaining if you somehow don't know what it is. It's a subscription site for influencers, kind of like Patreon, but it allows explicit content, and that is what it's most often used for. Alright, so with that much needed context, we can finally talk about the actual special. We first see Cartman waking up and getting ready for school, preparing all of his necessities, including, of course, his favorite hydration drink, Cred. As he walks down the hall at school, a song plays in which he sings about the fact that he has cred.
I got cred, bitches.
Which may seem kind of dumb and on the nose, but it's actually a direct parody of a real-life song that one of the child fans of Prime made.
We got Prime, boys. We got Prime.
Which Logan Paul embraced and used as a marketing tool.
We got Prime, boys. We got Prime.
And this will be far from the last time that he will do this. At school, it's clear that Cartman isn't alone in his love for cred, as literally everyone has at least one bottle, with Token going as far as to even dip a fry in it. The only person who doesn't have cred is Clyde, but luckily no one suspects anything at the moment.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Clyde likes cred so much that he drank all his before noon. That's a real cred drinker.
Cartman is quick to call out all of the cred posers, including Spencer Hollis, who's a completely new character that has an actual child as his voice actor.
Fuck you.
This is kind of a tangent, but I've noticed that within the last few seasons, they've had a tendency to introduce new child characters with actual child voice actors, and I don't really know how to feel about it. I mean, in the past, it's mostly been characters voiced by Trey's daughter, so I can at least understand wanting to find a way to include her in the show. But with this kid, it's seemingly totally random. I did some digging into the voice actor, and apparently he's the 11-year-old son of a pretty well-known author and producer, but I couldn't find any connections with this guy in South Park or Matt and Trey, so if they were doing it as like a favor for this guy, I would kind of understand, but other than that, I don't really like it that much, I don't think. It just seems a little jarring in comparison with all the other voices, but maybe it'll grow on me. So then we see Strong Woman and PC Principal discussing the cred craze, with Strong Woman making the point that these drinks are not actually meant for kids, and yet they are clearly being advertised to. Then she mentions something that will become a very common theme throughout the rest of the special.
I don't know what kind of scumbags would push adult things on something they know kids will watch.
All of a sudden, Mr. Mackey busts in and he lets them know that the art teacher has been caught with an OnlyFans page, and their shock quickly transitions into a title card. And with that, I just realized I never actually said the title of the special, but the title is South Park Not Suitable for Children. And the title card itself contains a bunch of imagery that is, well, not suitable for children. I can't show any of it here, of course, but it definitely is a funny way to open the special. Oh yeah, and you might want to get used to me saying I'm not going to be able to show something, because that's going to happen many times throughout this special. The principals then hold a meeting with all the parents, which leads to a lot of outraged rabbling. Side note, I wish they still did the rabble bit every now and then, because I always thought that was just the funniest thing ever.
But standing out here yelling rabble, rabble, rabble isn't going to help anything.
The argument of the parents is that even though the website is technically for adults, the kids are going to see it no matter what. To which the principals counter by saying that the parents should be monitoring what their children are doing.
Well, the problem is is you guys buy your kids phones, okay? Just like you buy them all these unhealthy hydration drinks.
I found this scene to be particularly funny, mainly because it impresses me how this show is able to still find creative and interesting ways to make the exact same argument that they've been making for almost 30 years at this point.
Well, the film is R-rated and it's not intended for children.
But of course children are gonna see it.
Now, Randy is on the side of the parents throughout this debate, but when Strong Woman mentions just how much money the teacher was making through OnlyFans, his interest in the topic becomes much greater.
I'm so stoked.
OnlyFans, she makes an extra $10,000 a week.
Did she say $10,000 a week?
Yep, we're going there. Interestingly enough, the main character of this special is none of the main boys or even Randy, but Clyde, who struggles with feeling left out since his parents won't let him drink cred. When they try to talk to him about his teacher on OnlyFans, he doesn't really care and instead argues with them about cred. Oh yeah, and when I say his parents, I mean his dad and his dad's girlfriend, because if you remember back in season 16, Clyde accidentally killed his mom by leaving the toilet seat up, which she blamed him for as she died, and when she was a ghost. It's a whole thing, I don't want to explain it right now. Clyde then goes to sulk in his room watching his favorite YouTuber, Logan LaDouche, who of course devotes a good portion of his video to advertising cred to his child audience. Quick side note, I noticed that nowadays South Park almost never uses the real name of celebrities they make fun of, and I wonder why that is. I always liked that they would just straight up call them out in the old episodes, and now they always do like these weird parody names for some reason. But this fake commercial from Logan Paul is hilarious because it's just a great way to make fun of the way he advertises this stuff. But surely Logan wouldn't think that this parody pointing out his unethical business practices would actually be a good advertisement for Prime. Is what I would have said if he hadn't already used the South Park parody to legitimately advertise Prime. Yes, he made a one-to-one recreation of this fake ad and posted it on his Twitter. You know, what really makes me upset about this is just the absolute shamelessness in it. The gall to take something that is clearly criticizing you for a relatively serious issue and lean into it to further promote the same unethical business practices just cements the total lack of moral compass that this guy has. He knows that by leaning into the joke and embracing the parody, he's basically saying, look kids, I'm self-aware about my scummy, unethical business practices. Isn't that funny? I sure do have a sense of humor. Now go buy my drink. And all the kids who don't understand they're being manipulated think, wow, props to him, he really knows how to take a joke. You know, he doesn't seem like such a bad guy after all. Maybe I will try his drink. And that's exactly what he knew would happen the entire time. But he's not cool. He doesn't deserve props for taking the joke. He's just doing what he knows is best for business. If it were better for business to throw a fit and get all mad about it, he would have done that, because he's a sociopath who lacks any form of emotional response. His feelings are entirely fabricated around whatever will make him the most money. He's a businessman through and through. And I can say what I want about this guy, but I can't deny that he knows how to market. And another thing, the other response that I've seen to this is people saying, man, this is such a genius marketing tactic. But is it really? I don't know. I feel like literally anyone would respond the same way if they only looked at the world from the view of what would make them the most money. The difference is most people would feel shame if they were rightfully called out for their unethical practices, maybe even feel empathy for doing these things in the first place. But if you don't have those pesky little feelings to make you think twice about siphoning money out of the pocket of 13-year-olds across the planet, then this probably would have been your first thought. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. You know, actually, on second thought, I thought that this was totally genius, and Logan should recreate more of the special in real life. Specifically, this part later in the special. I think that would be great for business. Okay, I might have gotten a little carried away. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. That was too far. I'm sorry. Anyways, we then see Randy creating a video for his new OnlyFans, and it quickly becomes clear that Matt and Trey plan to take full advantage of the fact that this special isn't being aired on TV. From this point on, essentially every shot that Randy is in includes him naked from the waist down, which may seem kind of dumb and pointless. However, when discussing it with Sharon, it becomes clear what the purpose of all this is.
Children aren't allowed on OnlyFans, Sharon. It's totally safe. Kids aren't gonna see this.
This idea kind of functions as the glue that holds together all of these different plot points throughout the special. You know, Logan Paul, Prime, OnlyFans, all these things claim to be against children using their products or services, and yet they benefit greatly from exactly that. As for Randy, he's used to represent the self-awareness from Matt and Trey on this issue, since South Park has received the same criticism literally since it was created. It's a show made for adults, and yet there's clearly a large portion of the fan base that are kids.
I watched it when I was a kid.
This is especially clear nowadays after South Park blew up on TikTok, leading to a massive influx of young fans. But it's always been the case, and Matt and Trey have always been aware of it, even leaning into it back in the day.
We used to say when South Park first came out that we don't want kids watching, we don't intend it for kids, but I think we kind of did in a way. We intended it for everybody.
So having Randy naked the entire episode is kind of their way of calling themselves out. They're basically saying, yeah, we titled it not suitable for children and have constant nudity, but of course kids are still going to watch it. Back at school, Cartman tells Clyde that he should have a water bottle holder on his backpack so that he can show off his cred. Oh yeah, in case you haven't figured it out yet, making the name of the drink cred is a pretty on-the-nose way to represent how having these drinks makes you cool, because having the drink literally means that they have cred. Now, because Clyde isn't actually allowed to have cred, when he sees a note in the bathroom advertising it, he decides to go check it out. And would you look at that, it's Nathan.
This was such a good fucking special, though. Most hated game.
Can I copy your homework? Sure, just make it look different so it doesn't look like you copied it. So if I were to say that Twitter is mad about Palworld, that would be an understatement. I've cataloged a number of tweets of people who are unhappy about the outcome of this game being successful. So anyway, Palworld has become one of the biggest and fastest selling games of all time. And it reached a peak of over 1 million people. And just to put this into perspective and context of how big that is, how many people that is. Let's look at a 24-hour peak right now of, let's see here, all-time peak. So this is all-time peaks for all games of all time. So PUBG is the GOAT with 3 million online players at a time. And then Counter-Strike 2, you know, big surprise there. Lost Ark is number 3 here. Dota 2, and then Palworld is beating out Cyberpunk, Elden Ring, New World, Hogwarts Legacy, and Baldur's Gate 3. All at the same time, while it is being also on Game Pass. Think about how fucking ridiculous that is. This is incredible. And so if you look at this right here, you can see obviously people are loving this game. You look at the charts, the numbers are good. You look at everything else, the numbers look very good. But if you look over at their Twitter, has sold over 3 million copies. How much is the game? The game is, what? $30, right? So it's like, that's like $90 million. Let's say it's only $50 million. That's insane. In 40 hours. Oh my God, it's now 4 million. Is that right? Let me take a look at it right now. 4 million PAL tamers in only about 3 days. God fucking damn. Oh my God. 4 million. This could have been Nintendo, but they lost it. That's right. They served a need in the market, and the market responded. Much to the dismay and dissatisfaction of a lot of people on Twitter. There have been a number of people who have been furious at the fact that Palworld is successful. And the funny thing about that is that very clearly and so obviously, none of them matter. This has been something I've been talking about for about 2 or 3 years now, is that nobody really cares about the minutia of how a game is created. Nobody cares about the process. Nobody cares about the tools used. Nobody cares about who worked on it. Nobody cares about any of these things. They only care about the final end user product. And at the end of the day, the people that made Palworld made a good end user product. About morals and ethics. Yes, nobody actually cares about morals or ethics. All of these people would complain about Elon Musk. Did any of them stop using Twitter? No, they didn't. Maybe they did, and they used Threads for a while, and then they didn't get the amount of impressions and social media likes and, you know, like, what's the word for it? Like, you know, virtual pats on the head. They used Mastodon or Blue Sky for a week, and they realized that they were actually losers, that nobody cared about anything that they had to say. And this guy isn't special, by the way. You're not special, you're not a loser, and you're not the only one, at least. But the reality is that nobody really gives a shit about these things, and people have no problem providing a platform for a transphobe to make money if they can simultaneously farm dopamine from likes at the same time. And so I want to keep in mind, I want everybody to keep in mind, nobody really cares about any of these issues. They're all fake. It's all for show. It's complete virtue signaling, and none of it really matters. And you want to hear another example? Look at the UFC. The fighters in the UFC say whatever the fuck they want. People try to put Dana White on a fucking, on the hot seat about it. He says, shut the fuck up. And people still watch UFC. Do the advertisers leave? Some of them do, but they get replaced by the ones that don't. And that's all that really matters.
Boobs.
Too long have we lived in the shadow of waiting and hoping for Twitter approval for a game to be made. Too long have we sat around and hope that, oh, I really hope the gaming journalists like this one. I hope the outspoken tastemakers on Twitter approve of this. No more. That time is over. And every single day, it dies even more. And that's why people are mad about Palworld. Is because it proves it. It proves that you can be completely right. You can have the moral authority, and none of it really fucking matters. Because the user doesn't really care. And neither do the people making the tweets either. And I think that everybody's starting to realize that. Hogwarts Legacy was the ultimate proof. You're right, this is just the, this is just another example. They just want attention, being mad for clicks. That's right. There are over 800 Pokemon. How the fuck do you make something completely original anymore? Who cares? Why does anybody care about if something's original? I don't care about that. I just want it to be fun. So if it's a fun game, I'll play it. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I mean, you really think the Pokemons are original? Like, look at Gyarados. It's just a sea serpent. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, look at Dragonite. That's just a Chinese dragon. Like, come on, what is this? Like, look at Diglett. It's just a turd. Like, it's a turd. Like, look at Doug Trio. It's 3 turds.
It's from they're all from Dragon Quest, bro.
Executor is just a fucking tree that's got a face on the coconuts. Like, Bulbasaur is a turtle. It's a blue turtle. Like, you really think this is some kind of fucking... You really think they're reinventing reality here? It's Squirtle. Squirtle. I was thinking of Squirtle. My bad. Yeah, Bulbasaur is just a... Bulbasaur is actually kind of unique and cool, to be fair. He is. But, you know, that's just the way it is. That's 1 out of 150. Bulbasaur is a frog. Yeah, and he is kind of a frog. Right? And plant frog. Exactly. And so, nobody really gives a shit about this kind of stuff. Everybody, like... Because, like, Dragon Quest, apparently, I think, came out before Pokemon. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. It did. And they got all the same things. Like, wow, somebody... Can you believe... Oh my god... that somebody made a caterpillar? Holy shit. Somebody made one of those little shellfish things. Wow. And somebody made a duck? Oh my god, there's a duck in there. A platypus. Oh my god. And somebody thought to make a ghost too? Wait, there's a dog that's on fire. Wait a minute, hold up. You telling me that only one person can own the idea of having a crab with eyes on it? A crab? What? Bro, I thought Nintendo had the copyright on crabs. There's probably other people that do, but it's not Nintendo. Here's the reality, guys. Of course this shit's stolen. No fucking shit, it's stolen. Duh. That's why it's good, because people know that one works, man. Mic issues been getting worse? Yeah, you're right about that. Let me take it down a little bit. The point's backwards. Dragon Quest is older than Pokemon. That's what I'm saying, right? And so, anyway, there's been a lot of accusations against Palworld. Steam's newest hit, Palworld, has been accused of plagiarizing designs from Pokemon as social media users negatively highlight its creator's history with generative AI tools. Cry me a fucking river. You think anybody actually gives a fuck about this? You think I give a fuck if they use generative AI? Absolutely not. Who cares about if they're using AI? No real people care about this. These are Twitter problems.
Fact.
There's the proof right there.
Fact.
Nobody really gives a shit. All this fucking moral high grounding. God, oh, bro, like, I need to go on the next Scuff podcast. Like, bro, like, oh my God. Like, next time Train does it, like, I'm gonna go off. Like, about this. I cannot wait. Hopefully we get some other people on there, and I feel like they're gonna say the same shit that I am. Because, like, how dare you have fun? Yeah, exactly. Like, it's just... It's moral fucking high-roading. And I feel like companies have been so afraid to do it. And you want to know what the funny thing is that Palworld actually wasn't the... Palworld wasn't the first one to do this.
Temtem, right?
It was actually the finals. Give me a second, my dad's calling.
Oh, yeah, the finals, yeah.
So, yeah, anyway. So, yeah. Hope all's good. Yep, we're all good.
Finals
Everything's
used
totally fine.
AI
So
voice.
the finals, let me go back. Sorry, I apologize. I called my dad earlier. He told me he was going to call me back. He just called me back. And so, yeah, I want to make sure I pick up the phone and talk to him. And anyway, so the finals used AI. AI voice commentators from the finals. The finals is already getting canceled. And made the AI announcers into TTS. So you can see, obviously, a lot of people, like I made a video about this too. Look at this, 2 months ago. And I said the same goddamn thing I'm going to say today. The finals is so fun, though. Palworld is accused of AI with no proof. Well, the kind of proof that these people need is the kind of proof that they use to get people canceled on Twitter for having the wrong opinions. Implications, assumptions, and no evidence. Proof like a witch trial. Yeah, I mean, if they sink, they're a fucking witch. Or if they weren't a witch, and if they float, they're a witch, so you don't get them. Problem solved. So, anyway, the finals used AI, and a lot of people were really unhappy about this whenever it happened. You can see, obviously, about a couple months ago. And do you know who wasn't unhappy about it? The people that played the game.
Yeah, the game's fun.
Because real people
the
don't
finals
care
is
about
so
these problems.
much fucking fun, dude.
These are fake problems that people on the internet invent in order to act like they are doing something more important with their life than taking phone calls at an office all day. This is something that they can, you know, latch onto and pretend to care about on the internet while they work for a company that profits directly from third world slave labor. But don't worry, guys. They're going to hold people accountable for using AI voices in a video game. I think that people's patience on these kinds of things has just started to run thin. And Palworld is a really great example of that completely boiling over. Whenever the finals came out, nobody cared about the fact that the AI voices were AI generated, because nobody really cares about the problem in the first place. The only thing that people really care about is a good game. They don't care. How many people care about slave labor? I've used this example before. How many people think that slavery is kind of an L? Yeah, like, would you guys agree that, like, you know, could we get an L in chat for slavery? Yeah, it's kind of an L, right? But nobody's going to be getting rid of their phone, are we? So, we don't like completely hate slavery. We don't want to be associated with it directly. Right? I mean, you know, like, that's
That's
Like
fucking
nobody's really gonna
That's
get rid of their Jordans.
crazy to say, dude. What the?
I mean,
what
an
the
electric
fuck?
car. I mean, electric cars. I mean, those are nice. You know, it's a nice car. What are you gonna do? You're gonna get a all new car. You're just mildly slavery adverse. And I think it's important to have a little bit of reality check for these kinds of people, because at the end of the day, these are people who want you to live up to a standard that they don't even try to live up to themselves. These people can't even maintain their own standard in terms of their own personal consumption of entertainment, but they want other people to work their whole career based off of their fucking morals. Are we kidding?
Jesus Christ.
What is this? I want people to change the entire direction of their life. So we're going to read a few of these tweets here, and we're going to see what they have to say. Everyone needs a phone? No, it's not a good argument. Really? You need a smartphone. We really... Let's say there was a phone that was ethically made, but it cost twice as much money. Would you buy it? Would you buy it or not? In daily life, it's generally needed. I know we need slavery. That's why everybody has phones. But you didn't answer the question. Would you pay double the price?
My man's getting called out.
You tell me you need a cell phone.
Phone you got.
No. There's definitely a sliding scale of convenience, ethics, factors, first world issues. You're so true, bro. Like, I completely agree with you. Yeah. Yep. Because that's really, and I appreciate the honesty. Because I think that a lot of people feel the same way. Like, if I could push a button and it would remove all the bad things in the world, I would do it. But if I had to, like, climb up a hill to push the button, then, like, I mean, really, how steep is this hill? How long is the hill? How long is it gonna take? Like, am I gonna be able to get, like, a ride back down? Like, is there gonna be ice cream at the top of the hill too? Like, or is it just gonna be the button? Like, what's really, like, you know what I'm saying, right? I mean, things get more complicated. And so, yeah, I think obviously you're totally right. It's a sliding scale. It's something we gotta live with, but the AI art is seen as something that we have some manner of control over, so I think that's why people are adverse to it. Well, that's where the delusion comes from. This guy brought in another comment. I'll talk about this and lead off with the other rest of it. But AI art is seen as something we have some manner of control over. Where you fucked up is you thought you ever had any control over another person's sense of self-expression.
Yeah!
That's where you fucked up. You thought you could tell somebody else how they can act and what they can do with their own body and mind and time. And the reality is that you don't have the right to do that. And there are exceptions. Oh, there are exceptions, but I guarantee you that AI art isn't going to be one of them. Let's be real. And this is, yeah, 100% opinion, no real functioning human can hold. Yep, there it is. And so that's the way it goes. No fundamental difference in AI art generation and artists taking inspiration from other art on the internet. Is that stealing? I would actually agree with this, and I know this is going to get a lot of artists mad at me, but I'm going to say it. I also agree with what this guy's saying, that there is no fundamental difference between AI art generation and an artist taking inspiration from other art on the internet. I really actually think it's the same thing. Now, if somebody thinks it's not, I'm willing to read an argument of why I'm wrong. But from so far, I haven't seen an argument that I feel like convinces me. I don't think it's that different. Ask an artist. Well, I don't care who they are, right? Obviously, artists have a bias in one direction, but an argument is either true or it's not true. Artists cite references, AI doesn't. No, they don't. One benefits an artist, the other benefits an AI. Well, who uses the AI? That's like saying, like, let me think of a way to put this. Like, Like, the AI is a tool. The AI doesn't get benefited because it doesn't, there's nothing for it to benefit, it can't benefit. It's just a machine. It isn't different. Yeah, I don't think that it is. Personally, I don't think so. It isn't different. Yeah, I really don't think so. Who cares about the source? Both AI and human art do the same thing. Use as consumers. Exactly. And so, yeah, people are playing chess, even if a computer already surpassed them. And just like that AI art will never replace the dedication of a real artist. I mean, I'm going to be honest, guys. I don't know how the fuck people buy OnlyFans. Like, you can Google big boobs and you can get a bunch of results on Google, but you still have people paying $30 for a picture? Who the fuck thought that was possible? Like, I mean, for real, guys. How the fuck did that happen? But here we are. It never made sense. Yeah, but it's true. And so anyway, let's read some of these.
I'm gonna be
let's
playing
get
a little
into
bit. I'm gonna be on all day.
AI cannot create anything new. Artists stealing ideas is still creating new. In a world where we live of AI art, we'll be getting the same shit over and over. It's a symbiotic relationship. AI art cannot create anything new. How do you define new? Because, so if you make a picture and that picture has never existed before, like, and this was the problem, right? And like, this was, like, so my mom was really into art. She was really, really into art. She like, and bro, like, she was so into it. She would not just teach me. She would be teaching like Cody and Jeff, like other little Cody, like Mick Reevy, Zach. She'd be trying to teach us art. And I remember, like, bro, like, we were in our 20s.
I literally have no one playing
she
with me
finally
today,
got
bro.
through to us
It's
about
just me.
Jackson Pollock, for example, right? Because, like, the first time I saw a picture of Jackson Pollock, right? Let me just real quick. I said, bro, like, you telling me some fucking dumbass actually paid money for this shit? Is you telling me some fucking dipshit got hoodwinked out of $1,000 for this piece of fucking garbage?
That's funny.
You telling me that I'm not in third grade is worth $1 million? And I never understood it until I got a lot older. I never did. He's drunk whenever he painted those. He was. But what I've learned is that at the end of the day, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And if people perceive value, then it exists. And it's not up to me, and it's not up to you to decide what somebody else sees value in. I mean, fuck, NFTs make more sense than this shit. Why do you buy this? But there it is. And so anyway, my mom would teach us about this whenever we were young and whenever we were older too. And I think this is the first time I really kind of, you know, came to grasp the concept of subjective value in a functional way. It's tax evasion for the rich. I think it's more asset diversification. Like, you're right about the you're right about that, and I know how the loss thing works. It's like, how do you, bro? Trump was right about this shit, right? Is that there are so many of these loopholes and obvious fucking scams that you can use in taxes, and it's like, why haven't we figured this out? Why do they exist? Like, what is this? And cover the TFT drama? Give me a few minutes and I'll look at that. I don't know a whole lot about it yet, so I'll be looking at it first case. So, yeah. tax the poor because the politicians use them. I know, man. I know. And he was right. I believe him on that one. Absolutely. And he was the only person who fucking said it, too. Well, Ron Paul said it back in the day. Hey. Ron Paul. And it's kind of wild. People take away from this stuff. Something like, right, standing with creatives. How much people look away from this stuff. It's something like, right, especially after write all the talk about standing with creatives. So this person is coming to the realization that nobody really cares about these problems. And I'm going to go ahead and read what this guy is saying. Like, genuinely, a lot of people I respect are looking the other way because it's popular or fun. Everyone is so quick to point out when people can't keep a small inconvenience for a greater truth. How is this any different? As an artist, this is all a real disappointment. I specifically wish this wasn't Pokemon related so people would actually notice this was a much bigger deal for gaming or anything creative, as rather than it's just fandom wars. That being said, it's a good thing fans were involved in pointing out this very obviously an issue, because it's both sad and frustrating that seemingly almost no gaming professionals media decided to themselves. This person has a very distorted view on what reality is, and I want to explain why. So I'm thinking, like, should I make a chart for this? No. I think I'll just explain it. You see, gaming media and, like, gaming, like, journalists and stuff like that, they exist on the backs of the customer. They exist to the extent that what they say...
They're selling you fake games. Yeah, I watched Game 7 of Warriors Cavs from years ago. Oh my god, that shit was awesome. I watched the whole thing at work. I gotta send my Discord. Just talking shit. My bad. Oh. Yo, what up, Dylan? David, how you doing, man? I'm just sending my. It's going good. I'm sending my. Seeing what other friends want to play Palworld with me today. Everybody's working. Everybody's got a job. Everybody's got a job today. Today's my day off from work. What up? Yeah, I'm on Twitch too. I'm on Twitch at the same time. More people. I'm trying, Fabio. We're probably gonna be on Palworld at like 11. Probably about an hour. In an hour I'll be on Palworld, Fabio. I'm just chilling right now because I know I'm gonna be on all day, and then when Avocado gets home, I'm gonna be on again. I'm gonna be on a lot. Oh no, bro, I'm good, man. I don't know. I don't need anything, bro. I got two layouts. I got multiple graphics going right now. We're good, bro. Yeah, dude, I don't even fuck with like, dude, if you're just gonna come in here and talk to me about graphics for Twitch and shit, dude, I'm just gonna fucking hide your stuff because, like, bro, I don't care, man. Like, bro, look at this. Dude, does it look like I need graphics, dog? Nah, son. Be golden. I have 2 sets. of fucking graphics, bro. I have 2 layouts. I don't need anything. Thank you, though. But get hidden. All the NBA stuff, bro. I don't want to watch finals. I want to watch the actual NBA stuff. Love that little goat you have there, dude. I love him too, man. He's fantastic.
A rebellion has just begun in the NBA.
3 seconds. Game pulls for the win!
Amidst the game winners and the trade brigades, the NBA landscape this week received a seismic shift. Everything has changed, and a lot of incredible things just happened. So let's dive into all of it. Chapter 1. Last Saturday. We don't fear lightning. We fear the thunder. Last Saturday was full of unexpected twists and breakout performances. Kicking things off at the Garden in Boston, it was a tale of chaos and redemption. First of all, the refs. It's now an NBA-wide epidemic. After the refs had missed 2 straight fouls on Tatum from Houston, the guy finally reached his tipping point. Naturally, JT argued the no call, but instead of the ref taking responsibility for missing the calls, he opted instead to abuse his power by ejecting Tatum from the game for daring to challenge him.
Let's take a look. It's getting downhill, elevates. Oh, yeah. They just kicked Tatum out. That was a foul.
Look at this man's face. This is the face of a man who knows he just messed up. It is also the face of a man whose ego is allergic to being bruised. This abuse of power from the refs needs to stop.
What about the audience in attendance?
No problem,
If the fans
Fabio. We'll be
matter
here.
so much, well, what about the one they ain't tied up?
While
I'll send you the code when I
Jaylen
get out
Brown
too.
was straight up cooking. Fade away on one end, massive block on the other.
Watch Jaylen Brown on this play. Get it out of here.
This man was on fire, and he even showcased that he's been working on that left hand too, since signing the Supermax.
Here he goes downhill. Look at that left. He's so good at attacking those gaps.
The Celtics were favored by 15, but decided to flex on the Rockets, spanking them by 32 points. But in Brew City, the Bucks rookie guard, Andre Jackson Jr., was straight up sizzling. This dude unleashed his inner beast, snagging his first pro double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds. But it wasn't just the stat sheet. This man out of nowhere took flight for a nasty putback dunk.
Looks it off to Malik Beasley, sets his feet, not there. Oh, Ajax! Where in the heck did he come flying in from?
Even Giannis himself looked like he had just seen a ghost. Dame and Giannis combined for 60 points, leading the Bucks to an 11-point victory over the Curryless Warriors. When we flew over to Dallas, we found the Pelicans borrowing from the Warriors' infamous slogan that is slowly starting to die off with the dynasty: strength in numbers. These guys have a ton of scrappy players who were overlooked in various drafts, building careers and proving their doubters wrong. Rookie Jordan Hawkins exploded, dropping a season-high 34 points. That kid is an absolute sniper.
This is what I told you. The repost is great, and that's why.
Deep three.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you earlier, Joey? Jordan Hawkins out here killing. He out here killing, Joey.
Flat-out scorer is what he is.
Luka was out with an ankle sprain, but the Pelicans were even more short-handed, and the Mavericks, who were favored by 6, ended up losing by 10 points. Depth over stars. Who would have thought? However, over in State Farm Arena, things haven't been looking good for the Hawks. In all honesty, the Atlanta experiment is over. Done. The Hawks need to hit the reset button, clean house, tear it down to the studs, and rebuild from the ground up. Hawks were facing the dreadfully bad Wizards. They were favored by 8, but they lost by a whopping 28 points to Washington of all teams. Enter the DeJounte Murray trade rumors. But the performance of the night took place in OKC, where we were blessed with the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander show once again. SGA punished the Orlando Magic, making ridiculous shot after ridiculous shot.
Shea, hip on Suggs. It's been a good on-ball defender. Picked up the dribble, got him up in the air. That's going to be an easy whistle, and it goes off the glass.
Dude casually strolled to another 30-plus point game, pulling off 6 and 1s.
And he got Suggs off the ground yet again. Shea from the block puts it up, and SGA is going to get another and 1.
If you open up your dictionary and look up the word unstoppable, this is the face that you will see. However, even Shea was bested by this man, Tony Brothers, the ref with flair, who shrugged to the crowd after announcing an unpopular call.
The challenge is unsuccessful. The foul will stand. Orlando will be on the line for 2 shots.
The man knows how to give us a moment. The Thunder were favored by 11.5, and they cruised to a 12-point victory. SGA, we are not worthy. Chapter 2. Sunday night.
Ridiculous.
Darko's rebellion continues. Sunday was a wild day in the association. Refs were campaigning for a LensCrafters sponsorship while benches were taking trolling to the next level. First of all, the best player in the world was just clocking in for his shift like any regular 9 to 5 at the office when he got hit with a wild dime out of nowhere, courtesy of Aaron Gordon. Usually it's Jokic dishing it out, but this time he found himself at the receiving end.
Jokic! Wow! In the last 2 games, he has been a dunking phenom.
But before you knew it, a dark cloud fell on Mile High City when DeAndre Jordan got his 4th foul for a moving screen and then got the quick ejection shortly thereafter. This was only case number 1 on the night of the refs playing spin the wheel with the rule book.
Is very angry, to say the least, at Evan Scott. So the second technical on DeAndre Jordan, and they're telling him to get out of here.
The calls that DeAndre Jordan has had to deal with tonight have been terrible. They have not been good.
But wait until the Kings game, because it got even worse. The Pacers head coach had this to say after the game.
I don't want to get fined, but you know, it took 14 minutes to get a foul called on them in the second half. You know, that was surprising.
Denver took the W by 8 points, but seriously, refs, get your ish together. Meanwhile, in Milwaukee, Dame Time seemed as though he was hell-bent on making me eat my words from my last video. Right after I had just said that Dame in Milwaukee doesn't seem like the old Dame we once knew and loved, Bro decided to do this to win the game in OT.
Here comes Dame. 3 seconds. Dame pulls for the win! Dame Time is alive and well in Milwaukee!
Bucks fans came back into the comments section with their receipts, seeking retribution.
My calendar's up to date. Did you check?
Yeah, I checked, but every hour is blocked off as Dame Time, so I wasn't sure.
It's always Dame Time.
The best sport in the world also has the best fans in the world. You absolutely love to see it. Yes, I'll admit it. That dagger followed by the Stone Cold celebration was vintage Dame through and through. But if we rewind a bit before Dame Time got activated, it is clear that Darko's rant last week has started a league-wide rebellion against the officials. After battling a tilted whistle from the refs all game, Coach Mike Brown finally snapped.
Mike Brown is incensed. Mike Brown giving the rookie official some words, and Mike Brown has just been ejected. Mike Brown sticking up for his guys.
Wow.
Has been ejected.
Not only did Coach storm onto the court and get ejected, he then took the post-game presser to a whole new level, whipping out the laptop to break down the calls and free throw disparities in 4K. It was like an episode of CSI NBA edition.
I don't understand the rule. If the rule is you got to go vertical, both hands up, how can you take away 2 free throws when the guy got his forearm down here?
Commissioner Silver, we just want some consistency. When coaches start wanting to fight the refs, it's clear that Houston, we have a problem. Milwaukee kept it close, clinching the win by a single point in OT. However, the night ended at Target Center, where the Clippers were straight up trolling Rudy. When Rudy went to the free throw line, his first shot barely grazed the front of the rim, and the Clippers bench was howling.
We know, has missed 2 in a row.
That went maybe 8 feet.
Russ was the president of the Troll Fest, even turning around to clown the Frenchman.
All right, he's shooting right now. Oh! 2 times, bro!
Naturally, in the fourth, the Clippers decided to go hack-a-Rudy, but it backfired because the man ended up hitting 6 of his 8 free throws to secure the W, while Russ was busy missing point-blank, wide-open layups in the dying seconds of the game. What is it they say about karma again?
Book won't take the three, instead goes in for the lay-in that he blew. Fitting.
Very fitting. That is karma right there.
The Timberwolves had the last laugh, locking in the win by a close margin of 4 points. Chapter 3. Monday night. I have a dream. Monday night wasn't just any other game day. It was a tribute to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And the NBA was on a mission to honor MLK's legacy with some great basketball. First of all, the Pistons actually won another game. Of course, it was against the Stinky Wizards, but a win is a win. Alec Burks was a human flamethrower, matching his career high with 34 points.
Check out Alec Burks, folks. I'm gonna call him hot as a firecracker right now. Everything he throws up there seemingly finds his way through the net.
Cade Cunningham was out with a left knee strain, but that doesn't negate the fact that there's a very uncomfortable question no one wants to ask about Cade, but I'll ask it. How much of Detroit's struggles are due to the fact that they are trying to build around a player that is not worth building around? The Raptors tried this with Siakam. Atlanta may be trying the same with Trae Young. You can bring out your pitchforks, but deep down, when you're all alone at night as a fan of these teams, you can't pretend like the question hasn't haunted you. But on the bright side, we saw the return of 2 bona fide studs. First, it was the process who came back from nursing his chronic knee swelling. Embiid sleepwalked to another 41 points and 10 boards, marking his 16th straight 30-10 game. And that lethal pump fake had his defenders biting like it was Halloween.
Embiid for 40.
But all these missed games may cost Trowell the MVP. Embiid is now 8 missed games away from being disqualified from winning any end-of-season awards. Embiid's old teammate Jimmy Butler also made a triumphant return after missing 7 games. On his return, Jimmy Buckets dropped 31 points and was sunning Dennis Smith Jr. in the paint.
Turns his back. Pump fakes twice. Puts it up and in. When he gets in that mode, there's no stopping him.
But the real hero was Tyler Hero, who came up clutch with the game on the line.
From downtown. Got it. When you got Hero, you got hope.
Meanwhile, in La La Land, we had a clash of the bigs. While LeBron was busy serving up no-look dimes, Chet did this to LeBron.
It's an incredible play with LeBron rumbling down the lane and Holmgren just ate him up.
Yeah.
And so, of course, AD decided that revenge was a dish best served on a poster.
Russell bounce, Davis, throw it down, big fella.
Nice dish again for the easy flush for AD.
The Lakers were on fire, but it was AD's aggressiveness that pushed them. OKC was favored by 3, but they ended up losing by 7 points. However, in the birthplace of rock and roll, the officials were, you know what? I'll just let you see it for yourself.
Shooting 34% from beyond the arc, was only 1 of 7 from 3 against the Knicks. And a foul call.
You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't let it be that obvious. She blows the whistle when Steph Curry does that right there. Yeah. You can't do that.
But officiating aside, Chef Curry was in the kitchen, and the dribble package that he cooked up was basketball deliciousness.
That's an interesting ball team, yes, sir.
Vince Williams staying with them.
Curry beats him. How you doing today, Bob?
The Grizzlies, though, would respond, raining down 20 triples on the Dubs, while Clay was looking more like a splash cousin than a splash brother.
Been a quiet night for Thompson so far. Vince Williams 2-on-1, finger rolls it up and in.
Gigi Jackson, the youngest player in the league, dropped 23 points for Memphis, and his interview was priceless. Gigi's face lit up like a Christmas tree as soon as he heard Shaq's voice. Pure magic.
You played a hell of a game, and if people didn't know who you were, they know who you are now. I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on being ready, brother.
Well, yes, sir, it's an honor to get to hear your voice. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
The Warriors were favored by 7.5, but took a beating, losing by 9 points to the Memphis Hustle without Ja. But at State Farm Arena, Spike Lee was busy trying to recruit Wemby.
Did he do that? Yes, he did. Ridiculous. Spike loves it. Oh, he's here recruiting.
The Spurs had been down 35 at one point in the game, but then our young Titan decided enough is enough.
Amazing. Rejected by Wembanyama. Five block shots.
Unfortunately, Victor's show-stopping performance was not enough to beat the 8.5-point favored Hawks, who ended up closing it out with a 10-point victory. Chapter 4, Tuesday night. The best player in the Milky Way Galaxy.
God damn,
On Tuesday, the
for a few
NBA
hours.
gods served us a feast of basketball brilliance. In the city of brotherly love, we witnessed a clash of the MVPs. Embiid versus Jokic. Embiid was in his bag. First, the Euro step, then a jab step 3, right in the Joker's face. And to finish it off, the midi into a DX suck-it celebration. The man was a nightmare to deal with. 41 points, 10 assists, 7 rebounds.
Going one-on-one with him to try to turn him into a scorer is Embiid. Man, how good has he been?
But the Joker wasn't about to be outshined. This double-double machine put up 25 points and grabbed 19 boards. Even Embiid had to give him his flowers.
I just thought him is the best player in the league. That's the best team in the league, and he's the finals MVP. So
MVP recognizing MVP, it doesn't get better than that. Philly was favored by 1.5 and came out on top, sealing the deal with a 5-point victory. Trust the process? We will have to see about that in the postseason. Down in the 602, we saw a collapse of collapses by the Kings. Sacramento was dominating in the first 3 quarters. They were up 22 points
Kevin
with
Durant
just over 8 minutes left
will
in
be
the
grinding
fourth.
months
It was a
today to catch
guarantee
up
that
to
they were
Kodo
going to
yeah,
win
I'm
the
gonna be
game.
playing soon.
A 99.9% chance,
I wish y'all
according
had
to
it
the
on Game
numbers.
Pass so we
But
can play
then
together.
key happened. KD went supernova to orchestrate one heck of a comeback from defense to offense. The man was doing it all.
Durant stepping out on Fox. Sidestep 3, Durant with a block. Suns on the run. Buck trailing. Back to KD. Beyond the arc. Splashdown.
This was the biggest fourth quarter comeback since the bubble. A 32-8 explosion to win the game by a nail-biting 2 points. Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
this is the beauty of basketball. But in the City of Angels, OKC had their young Thunder clipped by the Claw and his band of bandits. The Clippers' defense was suffocating, and Chet learned the hard way about their no easy baskets allowed policy.
Holmgren, boy, a series of fakes, and the man sends his shot into the bench. That was a big-time recovery by Terrence Mann.
And then, on the other end, he unfortunately had to face the Terminator himself.
Here tonight against the Clippers. Coming with some smoke.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And
We'll
he's
be
got
there, bro.
13 for the Clippers.
100%.
No one, not even Shea, with all his shiftiness, was safe from the Claw's iron fist.
Look at Leonard. He just swallowed him up.
But when things got tight, Paul George took over, sinking a smooth triple over Dort to tie the game. An incredible night of basketball. The Clippers were favored by 6, but ended up winning by 11 points.
Wow.
Chapter 5, Wednesday night. Finally, Siakam is gone. On Hump Day, the NBA improved for the better in more ways than one. First of all, the Toronto Raptors traded Siakam to the Pacers, a move that will ultimately benefit both teams significantly. This trade gave Halliburton a solid number 2 and thrusted Scottie into his rightful place as the face of We the North. And immediately, in Siakam's absence, we saw Coach Darko's vision of optimal .5 basketball on full display against the Heat.
Another extra pass. Nobody's touching the ball longer than 2 seconds.
I appreciate you,
look at
Vosh.
this. I thought I was about to get a pass. I was going to dish it to you.
On top of that, Canada's team was firing on all cylinders on defense.
What a blow. Chris Boucher. See you later.
The energy level of the Raptors are off the charts.
Scottie was a monster, scoring or assisting on 23 of the total 27 Raptor points in the fourth.
Scottie B backing down.
The only points he wasn't responsible for were the 4 points in garbage time. The Heat were favored by 3, but found themselves in a deep freeze in the north, taking a 24-point L. Switching gears, the Timberwolves made a quick pit stop in Detroit. Anthony Edwards hit the brakes on gravity as he annihilated the rim on this driving dunk.
Edwards! The explosion to the rim!
God damn.
Closing eyes. from this Little Caesars Arena crowd.
Dude went Taiga Kagami on them. Rest in peace, Jalen Duren. This win advanced the Wolves' win streak to 3 straight, keeping them at the top of the West and only second to the Celtics in the entire league. Behind Ant's brilliance, the Timberwolves ended up sealing the deal with a 7-point victory. However, in the Forest City of Cleveland, we saw the Cavs riding high on a season-high 6-game winning streak. Donovan Mitchell was on another level, serving up a dish that's a strong contender for assist of the year.
So late in the shot clock, over the top. Oh, what a pass to Niang. Wow. He's got it. What a pass. Oh, mercy.
Oh my God!
The G-Wagon, Niang, on the other hand, went off with a career-high 33 points. Giannis was out with a bruised right shoulder, and the Cavs annihilated the hapless Bucks by a jaw-dropping 40 points. But over at Crypto.com Arena, Luka Doncic was back in action, and his generational passing ability was on full display.
LeBron loving the pass. He's got to acknowledge it. It's that good.
LeBron, on the other hand, said, anything you can do, I can do just as good.
Oh, what a pass. Vanderbilt the flush. There's the highlight assist of the night. And a lead back up to 22.
However, AD's dominant performance swung the game with a near triple-double, and the Lakers, who were pegged to win by 3, took the W by a 17-point blowout. But by the end of the night, we had 2 game winners. The less impressive one was in Portland, where the Blazers were trying to snap their 4-game losing streak. Anthony Simons, who was fighting an illness, did this to win the game against the Nets.
Comes out. Bridges comes out with Simons. Here is Simons for the win. Drives into the lane, running right. Up and in! Simons, the runner.
But the best one happened in Dogwood City.
Murray, 3 seconds, 2. DJ for the win. Got it!
And they're about to trade him too.
Yes!
Which is crazy.
An incredible shot by an incredible player. The game after this game winner, DeJounte, would top himself once again. The Hawks, who were favored by 4.5, narrowly escaped with a 2-point victory. It's now decision time for Atlanta. Chapter 6. Thursday night, a wolf amongst sheep. As the clock ticked down on Thursday, the NBA served up a buffet of thrillers. Things kicked off in the land of 10,000 lakes, but it wasn't about lakes, it was about buckets. Anthony Edwards was on an NBA Jam level of madness. First, he sent Tillman on a quest for his lost dignity before doing this.
Swashbuckling and slamming! Anthony Edwards ties!
Are you kidding me, Ant-Man?
Absolutely unbelievable. In the fourth, he decided to take flight again, delivering a 2-handed dunk that had the crowd buzzing.
Edwards driving again! Flight 5 was cleared! Oh, he was taken off and hammers it home.
Earlier, Rudy Gobert had a little something to say to Aldama after sending his ball to the crowd.
Rejected by Gobert and some words afterwards.
The Wolves were favored by 12.5, and they feasted on the injury-ravaged Grizzlies, securing a 15-point victory. Meanwhile, in Sacramento, the Kings and the Pacers were in a battle of who could out-misfortune the other. Despite the best efforts of the Pacers to hand the Kings a win, the Kings proved that they were the masters of their own fate. Forget about draining threes. The Kings unleashed their free-throw sorcery, hitting a jaw-dropping 18 out of 32 attempts. Sacramento, favored by 8.5, somehow managed to lose by 5 points and are on a 4-game losing streak. But that wasn't even the craziest part of the night. In the Big Apple, Marvin Bagley III got mugged on a drive, and even the perpetrator, Brunson, knew he had fouled him.
Everybody was waiting for the whistle. There was no foul call, which is what the Wizards thought. So Mott taking the blame, but it's going to be Nick Ball.
Everyone knew it was a foul except the ref. But let's give props to Brunson, who swished this insane one-handed deep three-pointer on Shamet after the whistle.
Which that shot won't count.
Watch Brunson, the one-hander with the swish.
Brunson went nuclear in the fourth quarter, dropping a whopping 20 points and finishing the game with 41.
Brunson hesitated, drives in.
He's so good.
And the foul.
The Brunson barrage continues, and the Knicks back up by 5.
And the 12-point favored Knicks took the W by 4. And just like that, the Wizards clinched another sub-500 win record, 45 seasons and counting. Back in Utah, Josh Giddey was Euro-stepping out of controversy on the court. Giddey had the OKC bench in synchronized celebration mode, pure finesse. In the clutch, fourth quarter dub was dropping daggers on Utah.
Drops it, and I tell you, the guy who's really put a dagger in the Jazz heart is Jalen Williams.
Not to be outshined, SGA pulled off this buzzer beater to beat the shot clock.
Shea spins, tough shot, beat the buzzer, it's good!
However, immediately after this, Colin Sexton said, "Hold my beer," before yamming it on the Thunder.
Sexton in a blur.
The game ended in the Thunder snapping the Jazz's 6-game winning streak. Favored by 3, OKC took the W by 5 points. Chapter 7, Friday night, Trae Young or DeJounte Murray? Friday night unleashed a storm of NBA insanity, from self-alley-oops to more buzzer-beating daggers, and a retiring jersey ceremony that took an unexpected turn. Don't blink. First of all, Embiid was on a mission to outshine Anthony Edwards by riding the hottest trend in the NBA. Who said big men can't fly? Pure madness.
I think Embiid might have been watching Ant Edwards play a little hoop last night.
Embiid racked up his 19th consecutive game with 30-plus points, and even though he took a breather in the fourth quarter, the Sixers extended their winning streak to 4 games, taking down the Orlando Magic by 15 points. However, in Boston, we witnessed the Tatum show in full swing. This guy can't catch a break.
Tatum on the move. Oh, he set off the smoke detector.
Oh, did they give him a T? No. Wow. I mean, it was slightly extra, but not that extra.
Meanwhile, the Joker was out there playing mind games on Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis, who were hit with a double lane violation. That's some next-level savagery.
No!
We might have a lane violation.
But Jokic wasn't just flashy on offense. With his team up 2 and only 13 seconds left in the game, the Joker shut down 3 different Celtics, forcing them into a timeout.
And Jokic is guarding like 3 guys. Now Jokic trying to take the foul late. Can't let Tatum get it.
The Nuggets came out on top by 2 points, snapping the Celtics' 20-game home winning streak. Down in South Beach, the game after hitting that last game winner, DeJounte Murray had the last say on Haslam's special night. DJ just had to spoil the Heat's party.
Here we go again. Can Murray do it again? A 3 for the win.
Yes!
Good! DeJounte Murray! He does it again! And the Hawks go up 109 to 108.
Trae Young or DeJounte Murray? Who to keep? Who to trade? 2 game winners back-to-back. Veins as icy as a winter's day in Siberia. The Hawks are sweating right now. But in Rip City, we saw Siakam in a Pacers uniform for the first time.
He will. He can get out. He can create his own shot. That's one thing. But he also has the ability to play make. They played a lot like this in Toronto.
Halliburton also returned to action for the Pacers after a 5-game absence, putting up a stellar performance with 21 points, 17 assists, and 0 turnovers. It's like he never left. But Jeremy Grant stole the spotlight, dropping 37 points and leading the Blazers to a thrilling 3-point victory. If you end up enjoying this video, please subscribe. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Anyways,
I do like these
wherever you are
videos.
in the world, be the GOAT.
I do like these videos. You'll pay $100 and you'll be happy. No, I won't, bro.
Eric Clanton. In April of 2017, a clash between pro-Trump supporters and anti-fascist counter-protesters, known as Antifa, unfolded at a Patriots Day rally in Berkeley, attended by roughly 1,000 people. A video surfaced where a Trump supporter gets hit hard in the head by a masked man with a bike lock. And I mean, he hits this dude so hard in the head that his head just starts bleeding instantly right when he gets hit. The man that got hit ultimately needed stitches. So the guy that got hit was a Trump supporter, and our friends over at Politically Incorrect did not like this this one bit. These users dedicated their lives to finding out the masked man who hit the Trump supporter and demanded that he get charged. So yeah, these 4chan users doxed him, and I'm not defending him. He literally assaulted someone. You need to be charged for that. Doesn't matter what your political views are, you're a human harming another human. But isn't it insane that they literally found his address and everything from this image?
Fucking crazy, dude. If it doesn't crash. Crash. God damn it. Metal sucks. No, metal sucks. Metal does suck. It's terrible. It doesn't suck as much as not being able to get into this fucking game right now, bro. Ah! Let me in! Fucking ridiculous, bro. God damn it! Send you a link, see if it helps. Does this happen to you, Fabio? Fucking, I just opened. God damn it. I'm accidentally opening shit now. I need to verify. God damn it. How do you do that? Oh, okay. Verify everything. Alright, I'm repairing. Repairing and verifying. 0% progress. This has only happened to you twice. This has happened to me every time I try to play. I'm gonna have to dab after this, bro. I'm gonna have to dab. This is hostages. You think you know how it is? Graphics. I gotta turn off anti-aliasing too. They said that could be it.
condemned for what he does, he's being condemned for what he is. You're a child made in the image of God. Oh no, you're not. You're a faggot. And you can't join our church and you can't go to heaven. This is disgraceful. It's inhuman. It's obscene. And it comes from a clutch of hysterical, sinister virgins who've already betrayed their charge in the children of their own church.
I am reinstalling.
Die over red lace talks, then you're a fucking lost cause.
I have not.
To save you from the shotgun blast to the job. You infest the police, so it's always fuck the law. Hide in the night, creeping girl. White hoods and close for anonymity. Stab wounds in the close proximity. This on your body. Take my mask off, I want you to see my face. This last stab goes out to the smooth and there's no room for Nazi pussies with a KKK. I know it feels like there's no hope. These things back to fucking hell. Fucking hell. It feels like there's no hope. No hope in each one until my final breath. Wake the fuck up! Leave the couch! Your clock is running late on your street. Just a crime with waste your smart. What will go in your fate? Just a criminal fate. Killing food, shaking, that's the way that I do. Woman's got the feelings and the politics too. Should there be my light when I come on straight? Respect on the wall, try to place your game. Here I am, that's a lion. Woman loyal to man, got no patience, no cry, no room for racist. Protect the outlaw. That's the statement I make. That's the border of your crime. Where we came from, corrupted you. It was the roots, that was the truth. The way we talk.
Dances around offense like a dumbass. Bro, this band's so good. This is old too.
And I'll execute every motherfucking last one of you.
Bro, listen to this. This is my favorite song by them.
The President of the United States took a debate stage in front of 70 million Americans and refused to condemn white supremacists.
Not true.
And
not true.
It wasn't like he didn't have a chance. He didn't do it, and then he doubled down. And then he said, when pressed, stand back, stand by. And this is a part of a pattern.
Burn, spurn, burn, talk to your leader. The conquest of success backwards. With all the drawbacks replaced by list cowards. I needed my backward.
The breakdown of this song is one of the greatest breakdowns ever, bro.
Until you feel you're walking to its extent.
I'm telling you, one of the greatest breakdowns and one of the best call-outs I have ever heard. It gave me goosebumps. The first time I ever heard it. No one gives a shit. Here it comes. It's coming. It's coming, bro. You ever had a stank face so you heard this coming up right here? Until I'm in a 6 feet fucking hole. Here we go.
Streets.
Mob justice brings us peace.
Blue lines have never mattered. I answer to no God and no fucking back. Turn them to the street. My justice brings us peace.
Video incoming, blood. That's me every time I listen to them, bro. We're at 50% right now. Download it. Wait. Listen.
Okay, here's the deal, guys. So if you are playing Palworld on Game Pass for the PC and your game keeps crashing when you're loading any of your games, I have realized that when
I appreciate
you're
you, man.
on multiplayer, and if the game
Don't forget to hit that like button and a sub, bro.
or if even if it doesn't crash and you just leave the game and you go back in and attempt to reload your game, it will crash in the middle of it loading. You'll hear the chime, you'll maybe hear a door opening, and then it will just still crash and you'll never be able to open your game again. Now, what I realized how to make that fix is you just go back to any of the games that keep crashing when it's loading. You go to change world settings, change it from multiplayer from on to off, save the changes, and then reload your game again. And then it should load in single player. So where it crashes before in multiplayer, when you have multiplayer enabled, will now open when you put it back to single player. So now, since you loaded the game back in normally on single player, you should be able to just simply return to title, start game, change world settings back to multiplayer to play with your friends, and then start your game again.
Okay. All right, we're going to do that right now after this game's done. Yeah, so Game Pass is crashes when you go to open it. So when I go to enter my world, the door opens and I hear a chime and then it crashes immediately. I haven't been able to get in for the past 25 minutes. So with that fix, we might be able to get it to work after that. So here's looking a little laggy after a bit. Yeah, it's like it's a work in progress, so you can't really be too man. Palworld just installed. Now I'm pretty sure Voska updated his PC. I'm gonna still load in with multiplayer off. I have to piss so bad though, chat. Game looks like shit right now because I changed the anti-aliasing. Hold on. Graphics. Alright. Better. Okay. And we can leave. Alright, I have to use the bathroom and then we'll turn the multiplayer back on and we'll get this shit going. But Bong's gonna come, my friend Bong's gonna come play with us too. So BRB, sorry. out of here. What the fuck? It didn't work. It didn't work. It did work.
Okay, here is the deal, guys. So if you were playing Palworld on Game Pass for the PC, and okay, here is the deal, guys. So if you were playing Palworld on Game Pass for the PC, and your game keeps crashing when you're loading any of your games, I have realized that when you're playing on multiplayer, and if the game crashes, or if even if it doesn't crash and you just leave the game and you go back in and attempt to reload your game, it will crash in the middle of it loading. You'll hear the chime, you'll maybe hear a door opening, and then it will just still crash and you'll never be able to open your game again. Now, when I realized how to make that fix is you just go back to any of the games that keep crashing when it's loading. You go to change world settings, change it from multiplayer from on to off, save the changes, and then reload your game again. And then it should load in single player.
I'm going to try it again,
So
Bobby.
where it crashes before in multiplayer, when you have multiplayer enabled, will now open when you put it back to single player. So now, since you loaded the game back in normally on single player, you should be able to just simply return to title, start game, change world settings back to multiplayer to play with your friends, and then start your game again. This fixed it for me earlier. I was not able to load my games anymore. Then when I changed that simple thing and did that workaround, it loaded the games right back up. I'm hoping that Palworld, the developers, they make an actual fix for this so that way you don't have to maybe keep doing this in the future. But so far, this game is amazing, and I just want to let you guys know about that fix if some of you guys are experiencing the same issue. Thank you guys so much. Have a great day.
Okay. Hold on. Create a new world with multiplayer off. Enter it. Leave it again. Then enter your old original world with multiplayer off. Leave it. Make multiplayer on again and done. Okay. So we're going to do that. Have it off. Boom. Okay, boom. All right, return the title. Boom. Enter it and leave it. Then you enter your old original with multiplayer off. Leave it. Okay. Start game. Boom. Yeah, it's still not working. It's just we're doing the last thing it says that we need to do and that it should work. Right? Enter this, and then we're supposed to leave this. Start game. Boom. Change those settings to on. Boom. Start game. Oh, it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't work for everybody. I might just be playing alone today, guys. At least I can play alone. I mean, sucks, but like, what am I gonna do? I don't think so. Apparently, it could be numerous of things, and it's just affecting Xbox Game Pass people on PC. So I'm gonna update my drivers. Exactly. Palworld launches this week. That's probably why right there. I gotta turn those settings off. Right there. This is straight bullshit.